What's up, everybody? I'm Garrett. This is Drew, and this is the Everything is Stupid podcast. Drew, how we feeling today, buddy?
I'm feeling pretty good, my guy. Despite the dumpster fire that is the internet, I'm well.
A dumpster fire it is, bro. Drew, tell them what we're talking about today on episode 1, brother.
Today, one of my biggest pet peeves and one of the most stupidest things out there, everything is stupid, is social media and the fuckery that comes from it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, Drew, since you said it, since you introduced it, man, let's get into it. Let's dive into it. Let's talk about social media as a whole. What are, in your opinion, what are some pros and what are some cons to social media?
Okay, pros, we'll start off with some positive stuff. It's really good for businesses, small businesses, musicians, and just any manner of entertainment or anything like that to promote their business or themselves to grow their audience and really have ownership of themselves and their brand. Um, Connecting with old friends. Buddy, that's about it for pros. Cons, uh, it is crippling mentally for just about everybody, and it's a distraction from real life events. It's a distraction from everything around you, and it's warped some people's reality.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree with that, dude. And I'll first address your pros there, bro, because I really agree with what you're saying there, especially on the small business front. Like, you see a lot of small businesses, especially like in not even like your bigger areas, like your DFWs, your Houstons, your Chicagos, your New Yorks, your Washingtons, et cetera, et cetera. You see a lot of small businesses in these smaller towns that utilize social media, and they utilize it well. And a lot of people don't have like that marketing background or anything like that. They just know how to work it, whether it's, Facebook, X, formerly known as Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, even like Chat GPT. Like, you can use Chat GPT to, express yourself a little bit more professionally,
Hmm.
on your social media page. So I definitely think that while it feels like social media has become like a cesspool of just negativity and downers, dude, there are pros to it. And I think you touched on those really well, dude, because like you said, bro, it's not only just to small businesses, but it's also just like connecting people from your past. Like me, for example, I moved like 9 times during my childhood, and there were some people that I wanted to stay in touch with,
Hmm.
and I'm grateful that I've stayed in touch with them. It's awesome to see all those people that you grew up with, that you became friends with, like succeed and thrive and do good in their lives and everything. And that, at least from my perspective, it's kind of like, I guess, a little bit rewarding, because it's like, hey, they're doing well. They're
Yeah.
doing well.
Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah, because it's like you think back to when you were younger and you're like, I wonder what fucking Tyler from fifth grade is doing. And turns out dude's got a steady job, he's got a family, he's looking good, he's acting good, you know what I'm saying? And everything's going
Hmm.
right. And that is really good to see. And it more often than not motivates people to be better themselves. You know what I'm saying? Just getting in touch with that old friend that's doing good. It's like, well, son of a bitch, let me get on my shit too.
Hmm.
Like,
And then to address your cons too, like, dude, it's so, sometimes it just feels like social media is so mentally taxing,
it is.
because
It's
you see these people that just want to be downers, or that and I'm not trying to call people out, but like people that are like, hey,
call them out.
check out my GoFundMe account, like I, I,
Yes.
I have this going on, and everything like that. And I'm like, I don't feel like social media is a place for people's problems, but then again, we do have a freedom of speech. So like, who
That's
am I to
true.
sit there and say like, oh, you can't talk about your fucking problems? Like, no, I just particularly don't like seeing it. That's just my deal.
That is true.
Um,
I will say
but
though, like if it's for something good, You know what I'm saying? If
Yeah.
somebody like if somebody's house burns down and they're like, "Holy shit, we are homeless. We need fucking help." I can understand that. But if it's just like somebody like, "Oh, I'm hungry. I want pizza. Somebody cash at me fucking $50 so I can get a pizza." And it's just like, "Will you fuck off. You stop that. You stop that shit right now." Like,
It's my birthday. Help
"Hey,
me celebrate by buying me drinks.
bless
See,
me
here's my
for my
cash app.
birthday." I hate that. Oh, I hate that so much.
I can't stand it personally, but hey, you know what? Do you, boo boo?
You
Do
know,
you?
I'm
All
not I'm
right.
not I'm not gonna come at you
I'm not
sideways.
gonna contribute,
No,
but
no. I'm just gonna scroll past it and be like, "Ugh." Like that's it. That's all, you know. That's like it doesn't really relate, but it gives me the same as come see me at the bar. And it's like I don't
like
like and it,
I don't even like going to that bar.
you know,
And now that you posted that I don't want to even come see.
I'm definitely not going. Like I don't even like I be looking on my shit all the time and like I don't even know this person. Come see me at the bar. Come see who? Who the fuck is you?
Exactly, buddy. So like let me ask you this too, dude. Social media has been around for a long time. Like what are we talking about? Probably upwards of 20 years, right?
I want to say.
I mean, if you want to go back to the, in my opinion, the OG social media, let's talk about YouTube. Like YouTube's been around for a little bit,
Hmm.
not even a little bit, a long bit. You
Bro,
know?
that was the first touchdown. Like
Yeah.
where people could go and be fucking weirdos and kiki and haha and like, you
Hmm.
know, express themselves or do whatever. That was definitely the first actual we made it.
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly. So like, let's talk about like the evolution of social media and how it's affected us positively and negatively, right? As a
mhm.
society. So let's let's just start with something that's basic. You know, let's start with it's in the title. It's social media. Are we as a society becoming more social?
No.
Like, what do you think, bro?
I think we have regressed so far. Like it's so many steps back in terms of actually being social because it's these personas that are created online and people, yeah, they just can't tell the difference between real life and online. You know what I'm saying? So they go out and they more often than not cave under the pressure of trying to be that persona and trying to live that in real life, and it pushes people into corners. It makes them socially anxious. They're just these shaky voiced, frail fucking human beings when they run into other human beings, and it's just like how, you know what I'm saying? Like it's so much connection has completely broken us. Like everybody's overstimulated, everybody's fucking just they feed off of it, but they're over it, and it's just
Yeah,
this cycle.
you're exactly right. I want to piggyback off of something that you said too. You said the word overstimulated. A lot of people don't understand or can come to terms with the fact that they become overstimulated at times. So like it's to your point, like people get, I want to use a better term for overstimulated, but they just become overwhelmed like with all of this, you know, stuff that they see on these social media sites, and it's like me personally, bro, there's times where I just like I've got to get off. I've got to get
Yeah,
off for a little bit. I've got to stay off. I can't keep doing that. I find myself getting I hate to say the word triggered, but for lack of a better term, triggered to the point where I am so overstimulated by all the shit that is happening, and it's just like, okay, I've got to stop.
yeah, I got to put it down. Like the cat videos in between this chaos is not enough. Like I have to slide
Exactly.
this shit over, and that's the disconnect. Is a lot of people don't have that mindset to where a switch flips on, and they're just like, I got to put the shit down. They will fucking just writhe in it,
Hmm.
like, and just go, 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 go.
And that's a perfect. That's actually perfect because the next thing that I also had for this was like, are we becoming too reliant on social media? Like, are we using the platforms for what they're targeted for, or what they're supposed to be utilized for, right?
Yeah.
I don't think we are as a society. Like, I don't think that we're using social media to, as I said earlier, we're not using it to be more social. We're using it for something that brings us gratification, that brings us that instant dopamine hit to our brains, and it's like, oh, somebody liked my shit. Hell yeah.
It's about me.
I'm cool. I'm cool. I got it, you know?
Yeah.
What you
Yeah.
think, bro?
It is huge on that. Like what was meant for us to absolutely be social has turned into just a bunch of individuals trying to drain a bunch of other individuals. And it's this competition type space where nobody's actually there to share or to communicate or to laugh together. It's me, focus on me, laugh at what I say, laugh at what I share, look at my picture. I don't give a fuck about what you're doing. Me. And that's another part of why it's kind of destroying the whole, in-person IRL, the social just deterioration of the populace, especially in America, because it's just like it's entitlement is at an all-time high. Like everybody
You're
believes the world
exactly
is here
right.
for them. Like,
You're exactly right, dude, because it's exactly like you said. There's a sense of entitlement now, and maybe that's the generation, maybe that's it. But dude, I've been guilty of it myself. I've been guilty of it. Like, damn, I'm kind of feeling down in the dumps today. Like, let me see. I'm gonna post something and let me see who agrees with it. Who does this. And especially like after high school, like I was searching for my identity as a human being, right? And so I would get extremely like political on my page, and like tying that into sports because I'm a huge sports fan, right? And I hated the fact. I look back on it now and I hate that fact because it's like, damn. I personally speaking, right now, I want peace and unity amongst everybody, right?
yes, yes.
And back then, I was searching for division,
Yeah, I'm trying to
and I
scratch.
didn't even know it. And I didn't even know it. That's the problem. Like, I didn't even know that that's what I was searching for, and I have a genuine problem with that now. Like, people saying like, if you don't like this, if you don't support this, then just delete me, kind of thing.
So
It's like,
stupid. It's so stupid. Like you're really like you just want to throw everything away just because you're too afraid to fucking talk to somebody about something and disagree. Like I have several friends that just like we do not agree on shit when it comes to politics. Nothing.
mm-hmm.
But we're still friends. We just don't fucking bring it up to each other. Like,
That's
and
it.
that's how it used to be. Like people used to like it used to be people who actually fucking knew about politics talked about politics. But now it's so diluted and everybody's just like, well, I know everything. And it's just everybody's constantly trying to debate and argue when they know fucking nothing about shit.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
like
Yeah, I listen. I completely agree with what you're saying on that because it's so like I'll see people that will call for unity and then will at the same time endorse division. And they're not even like endorsing it per se like, oh, well, I don't like a certain kind of people. They just it's not what you say, it's how you say it, right? And that's part of like the social thing, like being social, right? Learning social cues and learning how to say certain things without pissing people off. And even then, like you're also just like you said, like I have friends, I have family members that don't agree with me politically. And that's fine. But I know that I've got to know my environment.
yeah, know where
I've
the
got to
fuck you're at.
know exactly. That's part of the being social part is you've got to know, you've got to understand your audience and you've got to understand when to talk about certain things, when not to, and then also finding that common ground to agree to disagree. That's a huge thing that I feel like people nowadays don't understand how to do. They
No.
don't understand how to agree to disagree. Like, you make good points, but here's my point, and you know what? I'm not going to convince you otherwise. So, you know what? Agree to disagree
Yeah, fuck
and
it.
be done with it.
Yeah.
And be done with it. Let's move on to the next subject. That's a thing that angers me about social media in today's environment, because I know for a fact Facebook wasn't that way whenever I started on Facebook. That was
No.
my first real introduction to social media, and you know, I didn't see that a lot, right? It was all just like, if there was like statuses, pictures, and then the occasional meme, right?
That was it. That was it. It was wholesome.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know, I don't see that a lot nowadays. You just see a whole lot of people that are, man, they endorse division without even knowing it. But like, talk about your first real exposure to social media. Like, what was that like, buddy?
Man, 35, he old lad. He old goat. And I
35 years
fucking
young, buddy.
young, 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 young. I'm so young. I was a MySpace kid. I was. And that was my first breakthrough on that. And it was as innocent as it could possibly be. It was, share some pictures, learn how to code a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Share your music, have your little profile songs and all that shit. The most wholesome. The most wholesome. The only toxic shit was the the top friends list. And that didn't really get too toxic, you know what I'm saying? Like, it would cause some high school arguments, but that's about it. I'm not your best friend since fucking when? You don't fucking love me no more? But that's small in comparison to the fuckery that we're witnessing in today's social media atmosphere.
Yeah. Yeah, and
But
and it's funny. It's funny you bring up the friends list too, because, or like the friends deal, because social media, whether a lot of people want to admit it or not, it affects relationships. Not only with your family members, not only with your spouses, but with your friends, with everyday people you may not have even met. You know, and that's something I think is another con to this
it is.
to this social media environment that we live in today. It's like, you can ruin relationships with people, and all over a post.
Over a post, over somebody sliding in the DMs, over liking a fucking picture, over just about anything. Like, social media is probably the worst thing to happen to romantic relationships, especially in a long time. Like, everybody's talking about the male loneliness epidemic, or just the loneliness epidemic as a whole, and it's just like, well, fucking yeah. Again, everybody's overstimulated. Everybody has too many fucking options, and even though none of them may be actual options, you know what I'm saying? Like, it seems like people get a couple of likes and they're like, these people want to date me. They all want to marry me. They want to live with me forever. They don't. They want some of that poissy. They want some of that dick. They don't love you. Like, like, they don't give a fuck about you. They want fucking, that's what they want.
Oh, yeah,
Like, and
yeah,
that
that's
that's
it.
that's one of the biggest things. And yeah, it rips apart families, rips them apart.
Yeah, I know from firsthand experience how it can affect like relationships with family members. Like, it can really sit there and, you're at a gathering or whatever, and somebody brings up, "Well, you said this on Facebook. Like, what was that about? What was, like, what? Like, whoa. Like, I can't have an opinion outside of my own? Like, is that a problem?"
It's and that actually ties into it, because, and not only is it, they have a problem with you having that opinion, they have a problem with people seeing that you have that opinion,
Hmm.
which is, it's so weird, because why the fuck would you care what other people thought of your family? It's like this, it just all bleeds together. It's like, you're so weary about you're just, oh, please don't think I'm this way. I'm cool. I'm cool. Like, and it's like, it's not that big of a fucking deal. People are different. We were born to be different. Nobody is the fucking same. We don't think the same. We don't act the same. If we did, it would be the fucking lamest place ever. Like, that individuality is gone. Like everybody has to go to a tribe, a clique, a fucking side, a red or blue, like a religion, and it's just this. Everybody's just finding their cliques. It's like a big ass fucking high school on your phone. It's it's something we all should have grown past, but it's just getting worse by the day.
Yeah, yeah, it really is because you think about this and you're just sitting there. You're like, I'm a grown ass adult, right? And I graduated high school like almost 10 years ago, right? And just sitting back and like you just have these arguments with people, and it's like, or not even just arguments, but like you see somebody's post, right? And you're like, are we still in high school? Like,
Yeah,
what's going on here?
yeah. How does this happen? How is your brain still functioning at that level?
Right.
Like, why is that important to you?
Some people, man. Some people. I don't get that. I don't get the need for that. I don't have that instant need to be like, "Oh, I'm going to start some shit today with somebody. I'm going to start some fucking shit." And I never well, I'm not going to say I've never, but I have in the past seen that, and you get like your memories or whatever that come up and you're like, "What the hell was I even thinking?"
Dude, my memories constantly drag me. Like, fuck, I don't even look at them no more. I'm like, it's some dumb shit. I know it's some dumb shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
it's
dude. Speaking on rooting relationships with family, dude. I was watching this documentary, and it was called Unknown Number, right? And I believe they were using a social media tool. I think it was either like Text Now or Kick or something. I can't remember what it was. And this daughter was getting these messages from an unknown number, right? And they were they were talking about her body image. They were talking about her relationship with another dude. Mind you, she's like 12, 13 years old at the time. And come to find out, the mom was the one sending these things. Like the police had investigated everybody in the class, like every kid in the class, and they accused one of the girls of doing it because her and this girl that reported it, they had like some sort of beef or whatever, and it was like an underlying thing. And yeah, come to find out, it was the mom that was doing that and using that social media tool to bring down her own daughter. And I don't get that. I don't get the need for that.
that's
I don't know,
fucking
dude. Like,
insane.
what you think, bro?
That in particular is the wildest shit because like, you're thinking it's high school kids, and the whole time it's the person that fucking birthed one of the high school kids. Like what? Like how would you go through all the things that you've gone through to raise a daughter to that level and still have that fucking childish need to pick and prod and tease and do shit like that, especially to your child, somebody that you created, that you brought into the fucking world, that you are responsible for, and make them miserable and just go through shit like that because like young women, young men, nobody should be like attacked like that, especially by a fucking adult. That's crazy. Like it's warped. Her phone has warped her fucking mind to believe that shit
Yeah,
like that is necessary or even acceptable. Like,
yeah, and like that's another con to social media is like we've seen such an uptick in cyberbullying
mhm.
nowadays, right? Like you had I don't know. I can't really speak to this, but maybe you could speak to it better. Like I came in high school where social media was hitting its stride, dude. Like we had Twitter, we had Facebook, we had Instagram, Kick was a big thing, and then later on, towards like when I was graduating, you had Vine and things like that, right? So I was hitting my stride for that, and you would see like especially I was on Twitter, but like I'm not anymore because that's a cesspool in itself. X. Excuse me, it's not Twitter anymore, but it's X. So,
It's Twitter.
but I digress, right? And you would see posts about people without like them saying their name, right? It's being extremely passive aggressive, and like you're just seeing such an uptick in cyberbullying nowadays to where people don't know who it is, and come to find out it's somebody's mom. It's this girl's mom that's doing it. Like what?
Yeah.
What?
And now we got that
So
fuck ass T app. like, like,
it's everywhere, dude.
yeah.
It's constantly growing to where like some people scream for unity, but it's becoming more divisive because people are creating things that are promoting division.
hmm
You
hmm
know, you have the truth social thing, whatever, right? I'm not a big like I'm not either way on the political side. I tend to stay more mid. I lean a little more left than I do right, but I think that there's arguments on both sides that you can make that are, great, right? So I don't see somebody's post and be like, well, you're wrong because I'm this way and I have to disagree with you and kind of shit. It's like, oh no, you know what? That guy makes a good point.
The need to pop up and argue is so fucking obnoxious because there are people that pop up and try to argue with me, and if you're fucking watching, I will never argue with you. A, because I don't fucking know you. B, I don't fucking care, and they will never speak to you ever in any other setting unless it's something they disagree with. And then here they come from the fucking sewers covered in shit. I don't agree with you. Like, okay, go away again.
Yeah.
like,
Everybody wants to troll now, it seems like.
yes, yes,
In some
everybody,
form or fashion.
yeah, they want to get some kind of reaction out of you because they feel some type of way. And it's just like, I would just as soon ignore people because I feel like that hits a little harder. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not worth my fucking time. You're not worth my attention. Shoot, go away. Like, like,
Yeah. And dude, and the crazy part to this too is like people will be so dead against, or so dead on with, how they're feeling, and they want to take the need to post onto social media that they'll lose their jobs. They're okay with losing their jobs.
crazy, bro. Like, I could never put my livelihood in jeopardy just because I felt some type of way and I needed to say some shit. Like,
Yeah.
that's why you go get a fucking therapist. That's what
Hmm.
that's for. Facebook is not going to help you with your fucking your quick response to fucking shit that triggers you. Facebook is not what that's for. It's for jokes and ha-has and kikis and sharing pictures of your motherfucking loved ones and shit like that. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
and it's just a tool now to incite bullshit, whether it be from, you know, corporate folk, government, or just regular starters that are just so uncomfortable with themselves that they need reaction from somebody. I don't love myself enough, so let me just go piss somebody off and make them miserable. Like,
Hmm.
it's so weird.
Yeah. And the crazy part is like you have people that will friend people from their workplace and, think that what they're saying is innocent, but that person doesn't agree with that and they kind of find what you said a little offensive. And then guess what, dude? You're getting reported.
hmm
So that's like and I'm not gonna say any names, but I've posted some stuff and I've gotten some flack, and not from higher ups before. It was more towards like, and I was actually thankful that they did come to me and they were like, hey, like what you said the other day on Facebook, I didn't really quite agree with, so hey, maybe tone it down. Or even like people from my family were like, hey, you might want to consider taking this post down because like I know you probably have people from work there and they might not agree with your perspective. They might not agree with what you're saying.
hmm
And you could get reported for that. And that's how serious social networking is nowadays and social media is nowadays. You can get fired for what you
Yeah.
say, for having your opinion. That can happen,
Yeah,
you know?
especially in Texas, like you can breathe and get fired. If they don't like you, they can fire you. Like it's the craziest thing to play with. Like you're already on thin ice, and to sit there and push the envelope and try and really be a shit stirrer. Like that's like why can't you just go about your fucking life? You're not changing anything. You're not changing minds. You're not changing what's happening. You're just fucking putting yourself in a hole.
Yeah. Have you come across anybody that, like, at your work, for example, or, even like people that, you work with, do you have any stories or any examples of that? Like, have you seen somebody get affected by their posts on social medias?
Uh, I haven't really seen it in my lifetime from stuff. I've been fortunate enough to pretty much work for some places that don't really give a shit. You know what I'm saying? Show up, do your job, fuck out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Which is I vibe with that because
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying. Don't get your fingers out of my life. Get out of there. Stop touching it. Go. Get out of there. Like,
Exactly.
but of course, recent events. I've seen tons of people get yeah, just torn the fuck apart and their whole lives just dumped. And it's like you knew, you knew, you knew it was going to stir some shit up, and you didn't stop to think about your life. You were so caught up in the storm around you, you forgot that you were safe.
Yeah.
like
Exactly.
like
Exactly, and the thing that really pops into my mind firsthand is something that happened recently with that CEO who was caught having an affair at a Coldplay concert,
oh, that
and
was so funny.
it went viral. It was funny, right? But then at the same time, you're sitting there, you're like, this thing got so blown up, it got so huge that that CEO, like, what, he had to resign, and so
Yeah,
did
they both
that was an
did.
HR rep that he was
Hmm.
with or whatever. And dude, it was so crazy to me to see how big that got,
Hmm.
but, like, it didn't surprise me. It didn't surprise me at all. I think that people don't understand how viral moments can become,
Hmm.
and they don't understand how negatively those things can affect you.
Yeah, yeah, saying things, doing things, and and everybody's like, "Oh, times are just so crazy now." No, shit has always been wild. We just have fucking camera phones now. We have social media now. Like, you have to be on your fucking toes at all times because somebody's watching, somebody's listening. Like, you can't just take off and do what you want to do. Like, that was fucking crazy. Like, why? Like, you don't mess with people at work. You don't do that. You don't do it. You don't fucking do it. And let alone go out in public with them. Like, bro, you're both playing with your whole lives, your families, and you're just like, that's so reckless. That's so crazy. There is no amount of testosterone in my body or can be put in my body that would make me fuck up like that. like, just
Exactly.
like, buddy, hit the bathroom, rub one out, get your head right. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, like
Yeah,
it's
exactly. And but another thing, I kind of want to go on the other side of the coin for this, because I feel like, while yes, it's important to watch what you say on the internet, I also feel like if people get fired for these things, like, you could be infringing on their First Amendment right for freedom of speech, right?
oh, for sure. That's the
So,
biggest part for me. I don't like, huh?
right. No, I exactly. And I feel like if we really have a true First Amendment in this country, okay, I have something that I posted on the internet. It might be this, it might be on this subject, and it might not be what somebody would agree with. It might be insensitive, might not be PC. But does that infringe? Like, what would you say to that? Like, what would you say to people that, post negative or post insensitive things, but they're like, oh well, it's infringing on my First Amendment right if you fire me. Like, I feel like there's a gray area. What say you, bro?
I feel like, I mean, if you're on there threatening somebody, waving around guns, or just being just fucking monster, saying harassing women, just being a nasty fucking person, just being a real piece of shit,
Being a
then
racist. Sorry to
it
don't mean
being
to cut you
being
off, but being a racist.
no, that is top of the list. Top of the fuck. Bigotry is top of the list. Like you should be fired for that. You should. Like because like it's the company's image, and I do understand that part, but at the same time it's like unless it's something like that, racism, violence, sexual assault, abuse, anything like that, I understand if it's that. If it's not, that's just them saying shit. If it doesn't hurt anybody, if it's just somebody, not somebody's cup of tea, then scroll the fuck on. That has nothing to do with the fucking corporation. Like, we got a hoodlum over here. Like, he's not hurting anybody. He's just fucking loud and obnoxious, like myself. Like, like that's okay. And I do think it's weird for yeah for people to have that type of pull over other people's lives. Like there's no like at least have some sort of severance pay or like unemployment plan to where the FAFO agreement, the fuck around find out agreement, you know what I'm saying? Like he talked too much shit, we're gonna give him a month's pay, and then we're gonna send him on his way. Maybe that makes sense, you know what I'm saying? But to just completely pull the rug out from somebody, is just for saying something that may differ from their opinion, or it's just something, I don't know, palatably wild.
Yeah.
Like is it doesn't make much sense to me.
Yeah, and I think that like you said, it has like actually like we both said, like there's a gray area there. Like don't be a bigot, don't be hateful, don't be, you know, um don't be sexually I guess assaulting people, like cuz that's a thing now. Like you can do it over text, right?
These
Don't be doing anything like that. Don't be spreading that kind of division. But I think that if you have an opinion on something that, something that just happened in the world, and you're getting fired for having that opinion, I think that does infringe on your First Amendment right. And as long as you're not spreading that hateful message, like, you know,
yeah,
BFD, big fucking
yeah,
deal.
yeah, who the fuck
Like,
cares? Like,
a lot of people don't understand too, like, you don't have to put your job on your Facebook or on your social media things, because, like, I've got my stuff set to self-employed,
mhm,
because I'm not going to be tied to a company. I'm not going to be tied to something, and I say something that's on my mind, and they're like, "Well, you can't say that. That reflects poorly on the company's behalf." And I'm like, "They don't know
yeah,
who I work for.
yeah, they don't know shit about it.
Nobody knows who I work for."
Yeah, that's
Like,
always been my biggest thing is never like it's the same as putting your fucking address on the internet. I work here. Why would you do that?
yeah,
Why would you do
yeah,
that? Like
yeah,
like unless you own your shit and you're running your own business, why would you let people know where the fuck you work? Like
yeah,
you're just inviting shit. You're inviting bullshit.
yeah. And people that put their phone numbers, that people, like you said, put their addresses, people like putting these pieces of information out on the internet, that just leaves you more chances to get exposed, more
Exactly.
chances to catch shit from not only other people, but from your employer, from these scam artists out there, things of that nature. Like, you're doing it to yourself,
Yeah,
essentially.
yeah. Like, oh, where did this come from? Like, hit puberty there for a second. Like, oh, where did this come from? It's like you, it came from you. You did that. You broadcasted where, like, how you make your money, and you pissed off a bunch of people. Now they're gonna try to stop that because people are petty. Like, inherently, humans are petty fucking
Absolutely,
creatures.
absolutely. I'll speak to that too. I've had my fair share of occasions of being petty. Speaking of pettiness, I feel it's a good segue to get into a really big topic on social media, and that's politics. Dude, the amount of necessity for these politicians now to be on social media, I feel like has changed over the course of the Obama administration into the first Trump administration into the Biden administration and then now into the second Trump administration. There has been such an evolution of politics on social media that wasn't there, especially like when you go back to, you know, the Bush administration, W. Bush administration, and
King W.
now watch this drive. And so, but I feel like there's been such an evolution to that, and you know, speak on it, bro. Like, what do you think? Like, what have you seen? Because you said, like you said, you're 35 years young. You've got 8 more years of XP experience on me to speak on this. Like, what do you see? What do you see every day now compared to, let's just say, 20 years ago?
Yeah, and touching back on a point I made earlier, it's created a space for people who don't know what the fuck they're talking about to be really fucking loud, and that's because these officials, these politicians, they use it as not as a means to get in touch with their voter base, but as a tool to guide them where they want them. Like, and it's turned into I heard somebody call it a blood sport. It was not like that before, because it is now. Like, it is, they have created such a heavy fucking weight on people to choose a side that it's just almost a panic. Like, oh, I need to figure out, oh, I need to do this, and I like, oh, they're not on my side. I need to fucking call them a piece of shit and then fucking like do all this stuff. And it was never like that before. It was never like that before. Like, it is 100% a blood sport, 100% a fucking control tool. And it's scary.
Yeah, it is. It is. And I'm going to speak on this too, not only from my perspective, but also as a sports fan's perspective, right? Excuse me, I burped a little bit. I hope you didn't catch that.
Oh, but I've been gassy this whole time.
But anyways, I digress. So obviously from my perspective, I've seen a huge uptick on political division in this country. And you see it all on social media now. And I can't, I'm not trying to, you know, sound negative. I'm not really a negative person, but I can't stand that. I can't stand seeing people that will literally tell you, like, no, you're wrong, I'm right, and they'll die on that hill, brother. They'll die on it. And I hate it. Like, dude, like you said, dude, it has become such a blood sport that we'll go back to, like, it'll cut ties with family.
Yeah.
It'll cut ties with close friends that you have. Mm-hmm. And it's like, wait a minute, you're allowed to have an opinion. I'm allowed to have an opinion. Like, agree to disagree here. And what I've seen over my lifetime is how politics has dribbled over into sports, no pun intended. But like, but it has. It's literally gone over into the world of sports a little bit. And dude, 2015, 2016, around that time frame, you saw this guy named Colin Kaepernick. Or do you know who I'm referring to?
Oh, mother of God, yes. That whole fiasco. Holy shit.
Yeah. And you had people, he was kneeling during the national anthem because of oppression towards people of minority, right? And basically his stance was that this country is so great, then why is this happening in our country? Why does this continue to happen in our country? And even still to this day, like, you could still see people that will argue about that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And that was, 10 years ago. And you have people that will tell these athletes to, like, for NBA players, for example, to shut up and dribble. And like, you can't, like wait a minute now, like, they can't have an opinion. I'm not for silencing opinions.
Mm-mm.
I'm for silencing hate.
Yeah.
That's what I want to silence, right? And I can't stand people that will go out of their way to silence somebody because they have a different opinion than you.
Yeah,
Like
that's crazy.
like the whole Charlie Kirk situation that just happened recently. We won't dive too deep into that, but I don't agree. I don't agree. I don't agree with taking somebody's life into your own hands just because you disagree.
No, no. And
I think that's stupid, and that's
it is.
promoting hate. That's promoting division.
It is. And when people go to extremes like that, like, and it to step back and say about Charlie Kirk, I didn't agree with shit that dude said. Did I ever fucking let it get under my skin? Never. I just fucking didn't. I just didn't watch his shit. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
like, I don't want to hear that dude talk. I don't like it. Like, it was that
Yeah,
easy. Like,
exactly.
and it's like people are so caught up in. I just don't. I don't understand. It's just a cycle of clapbacks. It's a cycle of getbacks. It's just constant give and take, and nobody's willing to come like in the middle or just stop and just be like, well, maybe we're making this fucking worse. Like, maybe we should just ignore it and it'll fucking go away, because it will. It fucking will. If you ignore it, it will go the fuck away. I promise you. Every time. Like, every time it will go
No,
away.
I don't know, bro. I've ignored Ben Shapiro a lot, and he's still there.
Well, I just think this and that, and I sound like SpongeBob.
Like, yeah, I hate that dude. But again, yeah, I just blow that dude off. I don't fucking like him.
And that's a lost I don't want to say art form, but that's a lost perspective in today's generation. Is like, no, like you said, like, we have to get that clap back. We have to make our voice heard on that. And don't get me wrong, I'm not for silencing people, like I said, but also there's times where just let it go.
Yeah,
He's gonna have his opinion, and you're not gonna agree with it. That doesn't mean he's gonna change his opinion, but, like, who cares? Go on about your life. Go on about your daily activities, and go on. Just move the fuck on.
yeah. People are trying to get control over situations they have no control over. If somebody feels a certain way, you can't say enough to make them not feel that way. And it comes from being able to understand that people were raised differently. They believe different faiths. They may be sheltered. They may be fucking way out there. Like, there's all different types of people, and you can't change the way they fucking think or feel. You cannot. If it bothers you, stop talking to them as much. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying get rid of your fucking friends that think differently than you, but just ease off of them. That's it. Surround yourself with people who are like-minded until you can make that transition into being okay with somebody thinking differently than you. Like,
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think that's a big thing too that you said. Like, surround yourself with people that do think like you. But I also think that we need to come to the realization that, like, not everybody's going to agree. There's
yep,
going to be people that are going to disagree, and they will die on that hill, and that's okay.
that is
That's
fine.
totally okay. And especially in a political realm, like, you're talking about people that have serious issues with the right or the left, and you're not going to change their opinion no matter what you say, what you call them, what actions you do to them. That base is only going to grow and get louder.
Mhm.
And it's like, okay, well, I'm gonna sit here and be like, whoa, that's your opinion, dude, but here's mine. And we could have a spirited debate. We can have a back and forth. We can have a very educated dialogue about this. And then, if we don't, if we still don't see eye to eye, well, you know what, dude, I'm just gonna cut off. Agree to disagree. You feel how you're gonna feel, and I feel how I'm gonna feel, and there's no change in that. Agree to disagree. I still love you. I still support you. You're still my friend. You're still a member of my family, etc., etc. But agree to disagree, and let's just move on. Let's just go on about a different subject, and a much happier subject, because I feel like politics nowadays is so negative.
It is.
It's such a downer.
It is. It's depressing as shit. Like,
Yeah.
all of it.
I can't turn on the news without my blood pressure rising.
Bro, I can't fuck with it. I'm gonna stroke out. Like,
Exactly.
Like, I gotta chill.
Exactly. And I think that, and I'm gonna sound like I'm just so anti-Trump, and I kind of am, but but I kind of blame this discourse on Trump when he first ran.
Mhm.
I blame all of this because he made it okay for politicians to talk shit.
He made it okay
You
for a
didn't
lot of
see
people to
that.
talk shit.
You didn't say it for shit talking in politics, I guess is a better way of phrasing that. He made it okay. He made it acceptable for other people to be like, oh, well, he's saying it, I'm going to say it. Like, that's I'm feeling this, but I didn't want to say it, kind of thing. So I think that he made it okay for that. And whether it be good or bad, that's for everybody else to decide. I'm going to say bad because there's a lot of shit throwing in that. And I think that it has ultimately affected us as a society so negatively.
It has. It has. Like
what do you think, bro?
Our leader has always been somebody that can stoke the fire. You know what I'm saying? Like keep it burning, but not too high, not too fucking hot. This motherfucker pours gas on everything. Like, he is not a sense of peace. He is not a sense of leadership. He is this fucking braggadocious dipshit with all this fucking money and all these accolades. And dude's failed more times than he's fucking succeeded, but nobody wants to say anything about that. He's got a criminal record. He's just this. Like, when I was growing up, you hear like, oh, these are the presidents, and you're like, those are fine, upstanding men who I can aspire to be like. This is who we have in the seat now. This is why we have so much discourse on social media and in real life, because this dude is a fucking troll. This dude is an absolute fucking asshole. He's a bully. Like, that's why you have so many bullies and so many people like sweeping stuff under the rug. It's dark humor. Snowflake, just get over it. It's like, you're not going to piss me off, but I understand why people are getting pissed off and swinging on people and doing wild shit, because you can't poke. You can't poke and pick and poke and pick. And expect everybody to, be able to come together. And he is just poking at the populace constantly, just picking and poking and prodding and trolling and pissing people off. And it's leadership. It's leadership. We are a country who is designed off of leadership. We need a figure. Well, we don't need it, but we've had it. We need somebody up there that's going to actually be a sense of hope and peace and leadership instead of this fucking toddler. Like, not to be too blunt.
Yeah, I couldn't I couldn't agree more with you. The only thing that I will give Donald Trump, and I don't give him a lot, but he knows how to play to his base.
He knows how to work.
He knows how to work his base, and he uses social media to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he uses that. That's such a huge benefactor for him, and a big reason I think that all of the I think a huge reason why he was able to get reelected for a second term is because of how viral some of the things that happened at his rallies would go. Not only on his second term, but his first term as well. Like, he got shot in the ear, and
I knew it was over. I knew it was over. As soon as that happened, I was like,
I did
there
too.
It is. Yeah, I was like, there it is.
I did too. I did too, but you saw how big it got, and you saw how much louder his bass got.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not here to disparage his bass. I'm not here to do that. I'm not here to promote, hate towards one side. I don't agree with the man, but I've got friends and family members that agree with him, and hey, you know what? More power to y'all. That's fine. Vote for who you want to vote for. I'm not for silencing people.
Yeah,
But
that's your flavor.
I'm gonna tell you that there are a lot of people now that are coming out that were for him in this second time of re-election in this time of re-election, exactly that. But that literally will sit there and go, I didn't vote for that. Like, yeah, you did.
Mm-hmm.
You voted for him.
You were so caught up in his goofy ass aura that you didn't listen to him. You didn't hear what he was telling you. He's like, you're all fucking poor, and if you're not, you will be soon. like me and my friends, we're gonna have all these boats, billions of boats, and you're all gonna be poor. We're gonna laugh. I got a ballroom. We're gonna dance with my fucking hostage wife. Like, it's she always looks terrified. She's like,
yeah, it's so crazy. And speaking on like how he used social media, like he was going on Joe Rogan's podcast, and Joe is the number one podcaster in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
and that's his, and he knew to do that because that's his base. Like, alpha male, UFC. I'm man. I'm a man. Look how manly I am. I'm a man. Big. It's this big. Like,
and don't get me wrong, I enjoy Joe's podcast because I feel like he does have such an open dialogue.
He does keep it open. He does.
I enjoy that he keeps an open dialogue. He's not like promoting one side or the other. He had, he did have Trump on there, but I believe he also extended an invitation to Kamala during that as well. I believe I heard that, and I think that was a missed opportunity for her. And when you have someone that has as big a base as Joe does, like it's a no-brainer. Like, go on there. And if they're gonna ask you hard questions, but be prepared, prep yourself, and do that. Buddy, let me get some final thoughts from you on social media as a whole. If you have like any final words to say, and then we're gonna kind of switch it up. We're gonna talk about some wrestling. That's something that you and I both love, and I think it's a little bit more positive. But buddy, let's put a bow on this. Let's talk about some final thoughts that you have for social media. Maybe some improvements. Maybe whatever. I'll let you have the floor, buddy.
Final thoughts. I just wish people would take the time to be self-aware and know when to put.
I hope you stopped recording. Sorry about that, guys. We had a little bit of technical difficulties. We were just getting some final thoughts from Drew. Drew, what you got for us, buddy?
Final thoughts on social media. I hope that people will eventually be more self-aware in what they're doing and learn how to put your phone down, learn how to understand what you're doing is just on the internet. You don't have to be who you are on the internet. You can be a different person. You can post shit, you can kiki, you can haha. You don't have to take everything personal. You don't have to respond to everything that bothers you. Scroll past it. Put your fucking phone down. Do something else. In the words of the youngsters, touch some fucking grass. Like go outside. Like, plant something in your fucking garden. Do anything other than sit there and fuel the shit that is fucking swelling in you that makes you want to hold that phone and engage negatively. Do something. Be better. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more on that, buddy. I couldn't agree with you more. I'll kind of add to it by saying, like, don't promote hate. Don't promote division. Don't be somebody who is going to be like, well, I'm going to die on this hill, and if that costs me relationships, so be it. Have that open dialogue. Be able to agree to disagree. Have an open mind. Open your mind up. and have that open dialogue with people that do disagree with you. Don't be sensitive. Don't be so defensive. Be like, listen, I understand your point. Here's my point. Yada, yada, yada. Go on about your day. Don't let social media run your life. Don't let, exactly like Drew said, don't become this character and then live that character. Don't do that. That's just, that's never good for anybody. But, buddy, let's transition. Let's transition to something that we think is a little bit more upbeat.
The power of positivity.
I love it. I love the spirit fingers too.
You got to come up from the bottom.
You got Exactly. Let's talk a little bit of some wrestling, buddy. Let's talk about it, dude. You lived through the Attitude Era. I was a youngin' coming up, and I lived more through the Ruthless Aggression PG era, right? Talk about how you feel the current product is compared to the Attitude Era.
Current product, in the current version it's in, because in the past 4 years we've seen like 5 different products, I want to say. It's definitely more focused on the in-ring aspect of it, which is great because, you know, and I fucking hate to say it, but a lot of guys back in the day could not hang with these fucking young people. Like, it is like they're doing superhuman type shit, and they're bumping and rolling and just going, and it's crazy. But the storytelling aspect that the Attitude Era and the Ruthless Aggression era had, from like 96, 97 to like 2002, they were so good at telling stories. Like, you felt so compelled. Like, it was a wonderful show. Like, it was crazy. It was batshit crazy, but you could relate to a lot of it. That's what today's product is missing, because you can't really relate to a lot of this stuff. Like, it's more cartoony. It's very, and I think the big disconnect is people are a lot more sensitive now. Like, everything's super PC and you can't say certain things, and this storyline might step on these toes, and it's just like yeah, that's a hurdle, but also you have to make it compelling, and you have to stop making it so rapid fire. The in-ring stuff, absolutely, make that fucking bam, 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 like whoa, shit, what the fuck, like, that's cool. That's cool. I like that.
Yep.
But the story is what keeps us there. The story, is the difference between the two.
Real quick, before I go into my take about the current product compared to, like, let's say the Ruthless Aggression era, because that's where I'm really more into it, I guess. Who were your guys growing up, bro?
Man, like, and this, I was a little bit of a WCW kid too, so I have to fucking throw in Booker T. But I mean, he made that transition, so it was Booker T was a big one. I liked Kevin Nash. I of course, your Stone Cold and your Undertaker, The Rock, Triple H, but my sleeper favorite, and the one I popped so hard for when he came to WWF, when it was the F, Chris Jericho.
Man.
Because I watched that fucking dumbass, like, where he had, like, he was making fun of Dean Malenko, like, the man of 1,000 holds, and he was like, the man of 1,001 holds. he starts going down this list of
the original the original list of Jericho.
Yes, yeah. It was so fucking funny to me, because he was just saying shit. He's like, the 3-handled credenza, and he was just, it was so fucking
armbar.
Yeah, he said that like 5 times. That was
yes.
Like, and he was so good in ring, and he's such a jackass. Like, he was so entertaining. Like, he honestly has to be my top favorite from that era. Like WCW into WWF, Chris Jericho, like, where he had like he'd have like pigtails and just do weird shit with it. That is prime Jericho to me. That's like my favorite dude. He's so funny.
Hell yeah, dude. I asked my mom this the other day, because I watched wrestling as a young like toddler growing up, and she said that I was always an Undertaker guy. I was a Rock guy and a Triple H guy when I was a little itty bitty youngin, right? And I think I always loved Triple H because he always spit the water right during his entrance.
Undeniably one of the coolest entrances ever. Like
right. And I look back on because I like to watch some of the pay-per-views and some of the matches and everything like that from the Attitude Era, and there is definitely a difference, like you say, in ring work. Now there were guys that could work. You had your Shawns, you had your Bretts, you had I think before his neck injury, like Austin could work really well. Taker could work. Kurt, obviously.
Man, Kurt Angle, golly, that dude.
He could go. He could go, right? And then, like, you transition into the Ruthless Aggression era, where, that was kind of more my era, I guess, if you want to say. Mm-hmm. And you transition to guys like you have Brock Lesnar, you have Batista. You still have Triple H, you still have Undertaker. Jericho's there, obviously, but the name of Ruthless Aggression era and going into the PG era is John Cena, right? That was my guy. That was the guy that, like, was somebody that I aspired to be. Mm-hmm. Was like this guy, hard work, hustle, loyalty, respect, right? That was his big thing. Never give up. And like you like that. There were other people that did not feel the same way. That thought that he was just a phony, thought that he couldn't work, things like that. And more power to him. Have your own opinion, I guess. But I think of this product now, and while it regains some of its edge a little bit, I think it regained some of its edge during the Bloodline storyline. I think it regained it a little bit. So good, bro. So good. Such good storytelling. Absolute, as they say nowadays, cinema. But I think that it regained the edge, but I think that it's kind of lost it a little bit. And it's like you said, dude, the in-ring work, the move sets these guys have nowadays, untouchable. Like, and it's only getting better. These athletes are just getting better. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I couldn't agree with your assessment more. I think the transition happened from the Attitude Era. I think the transition for better ring work happened during the Ruthless Aggression, because you had guys that were like naturals. You still had Shawn in there. Shawn could work anybody. Mm-hmm. Eddie Guerrero, Edge. I mean, just and I'm leaving people off the list that I can't even say right now. But
he who cannot be named.
Yes, he who cannot be named. You had this talent of guys that was like, Austin's not here. Austin was the reason they won in the Attitude Era. Austin and Rock, right? Mm-hmm. Those were the guys. And we need guys to step up. And Cena became that guy. Like, you put him in these matches, he gets over as a doctor of thugonomics, and you get him over as that, and then he transitions, he becomes WWE champion against JBL, and the next year he's going up against a certified guy in Triple H, and then he wins that, and then he goes up against Shawn Michaels the next year. Mm-hmm. Like, this is WWE telling you, like, hey, this is our guy.
Yeah, watch,
and,
dude.
Because and the thing is, it's not like those guys were carrying him. Mm-mm. He was holding his own in those matches. And like, you transition from like the bigger storylines, bigger guys that could work the mic, maybe not have that much of a repertoire, as you want to say, in the ring, to guys that have a repertoire in the ring, but they also got to work the mic too.
Yes, that's a big disconnect with a lot of newer guys too. Like like they have that aura, but as soon as they grab a microphone, it's just like, ah, like you're not a very smart guy.
You're
You're not-
a charisma black hole.
Yes, you are
That's
just
what I've
sucking
heard.
the air out of the fucking arena with just this slop. Like,
Hmm.
like you need to like that's the bigger part of training that I think, yeah, they need to focus on, and they do. Like I like how they have Shawn Michaels in NXT to really press them about how to work that mic because oh man, yeah, a lot of main stars are still struggling without
Yeah,
managers, mind you, which is crazy. Like
yeah.
the fact that that's died out, I think hurts the product as well. Like,
That's another thing too. Is like you saw during the transition from Ruthless Aggression into PG era. Like aside from Paul Heyman, there's not a lot of managers. As a matter of fact, I think he's like what probably the only one
he's the
that's
last real
actually
manager.
that's an actual manager, right?
Hmm.
I think that gets lost on people. I think that like I think some people do need to have that manager that will talk that shit.
Yeah, they need a mouthpiece. Like they need somebody who's going to either incite fucking a riot or hope. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they need to be able to paint that picture for the audience. Like, because their in-ring work is fine. They got their canvas, they're doing their art in there, but they just can't translate it to the microphone. So we need somebody next to them to boost them up while still working on their shit. That does not mean that they can just fucking I don't need to talk. I got this guy. That's not what that means. Like to buy you time to find your groove because you're good. You know you're good, but you have to
To
work
be next
harder.
to that guy, that knows the business, that knows that like, hey, I'm here to enhance you. I'm not here to point out a flaw that you have. I'm here to enhance you and show you
Hmm.
this. I think that the pairing between Paul, Braun, Seth, and Bronson, I think that's a match made in heaven right there.
It is a good one.
I love it. I think that the time of Paul Heyman being the wise man to Roman Reigns had run its course. I think that it was time because Roman is now an attraction.
He
He's
does
no
not
longer
need a talker.
he's no longer that guy that needs that mic that mouthpiece and that mic worker next to him to be like, I know how big this guy is, and he's going to show you in the ring.
Hmm. Yeah.
And I think that with a young talent like Bronson and Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, for those who don't know who I'm talking about,
Braun.
I think the Bronze. I think that that's huge for them because Braun is an athletic freak, and Bronson in his own right is an athletic freak. Like, but they're not like the talkers yet.
No.
And Seth is always, to me, Seth has always had good mic skills, not great.
Yeah.
Not great. And
Yeah.
so
He
I
can
feel
carry
like
himself, but
Paul being with them is only going to make Seth a great mic worker, and it's going to enhance Braun and Bronson to, yeah, these guys can work, but now they can talk that shit too, and
Yeah.
now they can back it up.
yeah.
And Paul being with them to help them is great.
Hmm. Yeah. Because and Paul's probably one of the more hands-on people in the business in general. Like if he takes a liking to somebody, or if he just gets paired with somebody, he's going
Hmm.
to fucking flood them with information. Like
Absolutely.
I've seen plenty of interviews with him, and he does really go out of his way to show people how to do that, like how to work the mic, how like little trigger words, like little, not to get a cheap pop, but to actually get some kind of emotion from something that's going on in the story.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I think that the lost art of having a true manager out there, it needs to be found. It needs to no longer be lost. You need to have some guys that are going to have that. And it's not a knock against them. They just need to learn it. They just need to enhance that skill that they may not be very efficient at.
Yeah. I I feel like it just digging up a grave here. Enzo Amore, he
Yeah.
was not good in the ring. He wasn't like, well, he just wasn't good. I feel like he could have been a killer manager.
Yeah.
Killer. Like dude had that crowd swaying every single time he came out. He was so good at the
Yes.
mic. Like
Yes.
I feel like that was wasted and he did it himself. He didn't really like from all the stuff and even some of the stuff that I've heard him say, like he really didn't respect the business enough to give instead of just take and take and it just never in the moment, always just like blah, 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 blah. Like, dude, he would have been great. Like people like that, like mouth cannons. Like like there needs to be more of those. Like they need to seek those out more than, just your great workers and stuff. Like, yeah, hell, like y'all gotta have some producers in the back, like some matchmakers in the back that could probably throw together a decent promo. Put them with somebody. Shit. Like, and I'm not saying like, have like fucking 10 managers on the roster, but pick and choose your players and, and put it in the story like you do with Paul. Like, there's alliances made, there's alliances broken. Like you can do this, you can do that. Like it adds another variable to what seems to be kind of a stale product. Like, cause it's a lot of rinse and repeat right now.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I'll piggyback off of that. It seems as if, from a fan's perspective at least, it seems as if they're just being so much more money hungry
yes.
now because there's so few like actual brewing storylines. There's so few build-ups. And I it could basically like desensitize the viewer to an extent of like, oh, okay, well, we've got a premium live event that's coming up in 3 weeks. All right, well, what big matches are you going to put on there? I don't care about the promo. I don't care about the build up. Like, what big matches are you going to put out there? But what do you got for us? How are you going to one up what you just did?
Mm-hmm. That's another lost art is the one-upsmanship. Like it's streamlined. Like most of these PLEs, it feels like just watching a Raw or a SmackDown. And it's like because there's no build, and they've been kind of lazy with that because you'll get like it's rinse and repeat. You'll get maybe one or two promos, a run in, maybe a little vignette or like a backstage video of them talking some shit, and then here you go. Here's the PLE. There's no actual like it's fucking soap opera. Like, give me some drama. Give me some shit other than like I don't like you. You're daft. I think I can beat you. And it's like well, yeah, like that's the idea, but like give me something else. Put some stank on that.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Drew, I'm gonna get one more thing out of you, bro, and then I'll let you get out of here. Let's get it. Well, we need to both get out of here. But anyways, dude, let me get a Mount Rushmore from you. And the topic that I've got for you today is mic workers. Give me your Mount Rushmore. Give me your top 4 mic workers in the history of the business.
Top 4 are Ric Flair, The Rock, John Cena, because that dude could fucking swell anybody's soul.
Mm-hmm.
I could have said that a lot less weird. You know what? I want to say Stone Cold. Yeah.
Okay. I don't hate the list. I have actually a lot of people on your list that's on my list. I'm gonna make one change though for you, bud. I'm gonna make one change. I'm gonna kind of switch it up.
Yeah, yeah.
I've got Flair.
Mm.
I've got Cena.
Mm.
I have Rock. But I don't have Stone Cold. I have CM Punk on my list.
Fair.
And let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. I feel like Stone Cold as a heel, when he turned heel on The Rock at WrestleMania 17, I feel like that character ran flat.
Yeah.
It didn't generate enough buzz from the crowd. It was like, wait a minute, you're aligning yourself with Vince now?
It was go
What?
home heat. It wasn't regular heat. It was I don't want to watch this anymore heat.
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly. And I feel like the difference between him and Punk is Punk can make you believe he's a heel. He could also make you believe that he's a babyface.
mm-hmm.
He could tell you, like, I'm better than you, I'm straight edge. Or he could sit there and be like, well, wait a minute. You're not better than me.
Mm-hmm.
You're not better. I'm the best in the world.
Yeah.
And
Seamlessly.
so, yeah,
Right.
he could do that. And I felt like that's the major thing that I feel like Rock could do. I feel like Cena's ability to work a crowd, because he was loved and hated during his run. I feel like his ability to work the crowd during those times was immaculate. So I keep Cena up there. And then Flair is Flair.
Yeah, you just can't nobody talk better shit than Ric Flair. Like he's just good at
Yes.
it. Like
He could talk shit, but then he could also, like, he can make you love him too. Like,
Yeah.
listen, buddy. I'm the 16-time world heavyweight champion. Limousine riding, jet flying, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing son of a gun.
mm-hmm.
And while he would brag about that, we were like, yeah, that's Flair.
Yeah,
you better
he
not
sure
mess
is,
with
though.
Flair.
Yeah. Like, he is that. Everything he said, he did.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, Drew, that's what I think. That's the first episode of Everything Is Stupid. And dude, man, I really enjoyed this, buddy. I really enjoyed
Absolutely.
having this conversation with you, man.
Yeah,
I
it
can't
was
wait
good.
for the next one.
Yes, sir.
All right, everybody. Well, thank you again for those of y'all that have supported us. We definitely see you, and we appreciate you. Share it with your friends. Share it with your mother. All right. Share
Your
it with
mother.
your mother's mother.
Your
All right?
mom.
You hear it? You hear it? All right. But seriously, thank you to everybody that supported us. We can't be gracious enough for you. We will continue to put out more content. There will be a part 2 to social media, because I feel like the shit never stops with that.
It doesn't. It never will.
But that is for a different episode down the line. Be sure to like, subscribe, follow, whatever it is. And we will catch you on the next one. Peace, love, and everything stupid.
All of it.
Later.
Bye.